I am Shane David of Bastui. We are a group 3 and our topic today is the step 1 and that one is the established goals and terms of reference. My group mates are Jaiza May Bala, Christine Corpus, and Charles Renzi Balagso. In established goals and terms of reference, the planning effort is launched by discussions between those who want the plan and the planners. The crucial first step should be a mutual exchange of ideas and information. The decision makers and the representatives of the people of the planning area have to brief the planner about the problems of the area and what they want to achieve. The planner has to make clear how a land use plan might help. A reconnaissance field tour, during which representatives of the people concerned are met, can be easily used, especially useful. And in defining the planning area, it's determine and map its location, size, boundaries, access, and centers of population. Ito yung yung dapat inaalam mo kung ano yung exact location ng kukunin mong area, and then kung ilang hectares ba yung area na yon, and kung corner lot ba siya or along the road siya, and syempre it's easy to access, 'di ba? Yung madali na lang siyang puntahan, hindi yung daan rough road, ganon, mabato, and then actually centers of population, kung malapit ba siya sa mataong lugar, mabahay, ganon. Yun. In contact the people involved is unang-una, kailangan nating sabihan yung may-ari o kaya yung mga farmers, mga caretaker, kung ano yung mga gagawin nating changes dun sa land na yun, para syempre aware din sila sa gagawin natin. And then, sabi dito, this serves two purposes. First, it provides the planning team with an aside of the view of the real situation. Yun na nga yung gagawin natin para alam din nila or may idea sila sa mga gagawin nating plano sa area. And it means that the land users are aware that changes are being considered instead of being confronted. Siyempre, mahirap naman na gumawa tayo ng plano na hindi nila alam. Siyempre, mahirap naman na yun pa yung maging cause ng away dahil lang dun sa plano natin yun, na hindi natin sila nasabihan. So, yun, kailangan muna natin na kumbaga, yung mga tao doon, kailangan natin silang sabihan sa mga gagawin nating plano. So, sa acquire basic information about the area is para rin siyang yung sa define the planning area. Yung kailangan mo din siyang determine mga location, exact location. And yun nga, mamaya madidiscuss yun ng isang kasama ko, yung kung ano yung mga steps na yun. In establish the goals, ito yung kunyari, dun sa area na yon is, dati ang naging problema nito is naging low crop siya, and then maraming mga naging problems. Syempre, yung mga yon kailangan nating alamin lahat ng naging problem sa area na yon. And para pag nagplan tayo, kung ano man yung gagawin natin sa area na yon, is alam na natin kung paano siya susolusyonan or kung paano natin gagawin para hindi maging ganun, yung hindi magaya sa dating problema yung mangyari sa atin ngayon. Yun. In identify the problems and opportunities. Ito yung land na kukunin natin is alamin natin kung ano ba yung mga naging problema. Tsaka, syempre, kung ano yung magiging plano natin sa area na yon, para mas alam natin kung paano siya i-improve yung area na yun. Para hindi na tayo mahihirapan kung sakaling may gagawin tayo sa area na yun or may plano tayo sa area na yun. Hindi na tayo mahihirapan kung ano yung gagawin natin. At least alam na natin or na-take down note na natin kung ano yung mga pwedeng gawin at kung ano yung magiging betterment sa area na yun. And sa identify constraints to implementation, syempre, dun sa area na yun, alamin natin kung ano ba yung mga bawal na gawin doon, kung ano ba yung mabibreak natin na rule, syempre dapat alamin natin para hindi naman tayo kumbaga hindi tayo nagiging problema dun sa area, dun sa place na yun. Tsaka syempre para alamin natin kung tama ba yung mga gagawin nating plano at hindi ba makakabalakid yung mga plano na yun dun sa gagawin natin sa area. Establish the criteria by which land use decisions will be made. So, dito, ito yung, kunyari, meron kang plan A. Yung plan A mo, paano pag hindi siya nag-work? 'Di ba? Doon sa area na 'yon. Yung gagawin mo sa area na 'yon, paano pag hindi siya nag-work doon? Dapat meron ka laging plan B. Kasi mahirap naman pag yung plan A mo hindi mag-work, 'di ba? Parang baka malugi ka, ganun. Syempre at least 'yon, may another option tayo. 'Yun. Tsaka kung sakali man yung option na mapipili natin is malay mo yun yung yung high investment na makakakuha ka ng high investment sa area na yun.
Good day, I'm Charles Renzi Nicolas Balagso, Bus 2E. Today, I'm going to discuss about basic information about the area. To get started, the planning team will need some basic information about the land, the people, and the organization of administration and services. This information will be obtained in more detail in the analysis of the problem in Step 3. In Step 1, the planner must find out what is available and where to get it, and must identify the people who can serve as contacts between the planning team, specialist agencies, and local community. The planner must also find out which essential data is not available, so that survey can be scheduled and cost. The range of information and amount of detail needed will vary according to the level of planning. The following are examples of information that may be required. Land resources, climate, hydrology, geology, landforms, soil, vegetation, including the forest and pasture sources, fauna, pests, and diseases. Sources include topographic base map, air photographs, and satellite imagery, existing surveys, and departmental records. Set the scope of the plan. How much is the plan supposed to cover? Will other plans still be effective? For example, will the roads or basic services can be covered by the plan? Next is set the planning period. This is the length of time which is the plan will operate. It could be 3 or 5 years or longer and may be broken down into phases for review and revision. Next is agree on the content and format of the plan. What will the plan contain? How will it be presented? For example, will it include new crops, improved techniques and land management, extension services, improvements in infrastructure, or new legislation? The format depends on the people who have to be informed and involved. Identify the different groups of people concerned. Lastly, decide operational questions. This includes in funding of the planning operation, the authority and organization of the team, facilities, operation with other agencies, record keeping and reporting arrangements, key people who can help or who need to be informed, and the plan of production schedule.
Good day, I'm Jaisa May Pibala, and today I will report the terms of reference and budget. Step 1. Step 1 is the foundation of the land use plan. Misconception arising at this stage may be difficult to clear up later. In particular, it is essential to develop close working relationship between the land users, the decision maker, the planning team, and other participants. A major requirement of this step is to identify the main components of the planning project. From this, the term of reference should be defined broadly enough to allow flexibility in finding solution to the land use problems identified while staying within the limits of the time and resources available. The output from this step will be a project document or a similar statement, giving the terms reference of the planning exercise including its goals, specific objectives, times required, and the necessary budget. Now let's move on to the basic information about the area. Number 1. Social structure and traditional practices. Land use is tied up with the history and culture of the people and has usually evolved over a long period. Understanding the present situation is a prerequisite for devising improvements. Number 2 is legislation. Laws and regulations that affect land use, traditional law, and custom whether laws are enforced. Next is the government, administrative structure, and key authorities. Administrative structure and key authorities, services provided and demands placed upon them. Ask representative of the various agencies active in the area to brief the planning team. Number 3. Non-governmental organization. Find out about non-governmental organization in the planning area. For example,
This may have roles
forming
in
and planning or
marketing.
implementing a land use plan. Lastly, the commercial organization. Contact any commercial organization, mining companies whose interests may be affected.
Hi, I'm Christine Joy Corpus. I'm going to present the land use. First is survey and department records of the land use. A survey will also lay out the dimensions and locations of any buildings or other site improvements on the property. Next is farming system. The patterns in the time and space in which producers grow their crops. Forestry. Practice in plantation and natural stands. Production level. Production level means a level of production whereby the mines operated by the target entities have produced during a calendar year an aggregate of 850 tons of iron or concentrate at the rate of not less than 62%. Present infrastructure. Transport. Moving people or anything from one place or to another place. Transport can be divided into infrastructure, vehicle, and operation, communication, transferring information from one place, person, or group to another. Agricultural services. A farmer in this field will be responsible for planting, fertilization, and harvesting the crop, as well as transport to another proper production elevators for the same at the harvest. Livestock management requires knowledge of animal science and animal husbandry as well as good business sense. Number of people. number of humans living in the place. Demographic trends, a popular term for any measurable changes in characteristics of population. Location of settlement. The situation is the location of settlement in relation to the things that are around of it. Role of women. A role of women plays a key of role in the socio-economic development of the society. Ethnic group. Group of people who identify with each other on the basis of shared attributes that distinguish them from other groups such as a common set of tradition, ancestry, language, history, society, culture, nation, religion, or social treatment within their residing area. Class structure, the organization of classes within a society. Leadership is an art of motivating a group of people to act toward achieving a common goal. Land tenure is the ways in which property rights to land are allocated, transferred, used, or managed in a particular society. Forest reserve are portion of estate lands where commercial harvesting of wood products in is excluded in order to capture elements of biodiversity that can be missing from sustainability harvested sites. National Park, a designation for a protected landscape by means of long-term planning sustainable use of agriculture.